Imagine coming home from bariatric surgery and realizing you're not ready. Unfortunately, that happens more often than you might think. The good news, a little preparation before surgery can make those first few days much less stressful. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do if someone I cared about was getting ready for bariatric surgery. Hi, I'm Grace. I'm a physician assistant who's worked with bariatric surgery patients for 20 years. On this channel, I help explain bariatric surgery in a way that's clear, practical, and hopefully a little less overwhelming. This video is generalized medical education only, not personalized medical advice. One idea that's going to come up throughout this video: preparation lowers stress. Step 1, start with your surgical plan. Before you buy a single protein shake, make sure you understand your bariatric program's instructions. Every program is a little different: your pre-op diet, medication instructions, when to stop eating and drinking before surgery, and other things. All these directions come from your own bariatric team. One mistake I occasionally see is patients comparing instructions online, as in, my friend had surgery somewhere else and she was allowed to do this. Your own bariatric team's instructions always come first. Make sure you know exactly who to call if you have a question. It's a good idea to save the daytime and after hours emergency contact numbers in your phone. And before your surgery day, be sure to ask your bariatric surgeon one question that many people don't even think to ask, which is, if I have a problem after surgery, which hospital do you want me to go to? It's important, if possible, to go to a hospital where your surgeon is on staff so they can see you and perform additional surgery or procedure if needed. Hopefully, you'll never need that information, but if you do, you'll be very glad you asked ahead of time. In the middle of an emergency where you might be panicking is not the time to think about this. Now let's talk about something most patients almost always underestimate: food. I wouldn't wait until after surgery to start shopping. Have your protein drinks at home and ready before you ever leave for the hospital. And don't buy 6 cases of just one flavor. I've had many patients tell me, I love this shake before surgery, and now that my surgery's done, I can't stand the taste. Your taste can change, so be sure to give yourself options. Have a couple flavors of your protein drinks and a few flavors of full liquid protein shakes. That gives you some flexibility just in case your favorite suddenly isn't your favorite anymore. Hydration is just as important. After surgery, drinking enough fluids can actually be a little harder than people expect. So have approved drinks ready: water, sugar-free flavor packets if your program allows them, such as Crystal Light, any sugar-free electrolyte drinks your team recommends, like Gatorade Zero. The goal isn't to fill your refrigerator with every product on the market. It's simply to make staying hydrated as easy as possible for you. And here's one inexpensive item that can make a surprisingly big difference: these little plastic medicine cups. During the first week after surgery, many programs have patients sip very small amounts at a time, usually 1 ounce. And that's exactly what this little medicine cup holds. And so instead of guessing, you'll know exactly how much you're drinking. I would keep several around the house: one by your chair, one by your bed, one in the kitchen. They're inexpensive and they make tracking fluids much easier. And because I don't want you scrambling to write all this down, I made a free printable PDF checklist. It includes the supplies, recovery setups, and everything else we're going to talk about today. You'll find it linked in the video description below. Okay, so your kitchen is ready, but there's one more thing I think that's even more important than what we've talked about so far: your recovery plan. Before surgery, spend about 15 minutes setting up one place in your home where you'll do most of your recovering. Patients usually choose a recliner because it makes it easier to get up and around after surgery. Some people do the couch, or some people want to lay in their bed. The location isn't nearly as important as making it easy to stay on track. I recommend keeping your approved drinks nearby: your 1 ounce medicine cups, your medications, a phone charger, and your bariatric team's phone numbers. Everything within easy reach. Because remember, preparation lowers stress. And one more thing: if you have fur babies, think ahead. An excited dog jumping on your abdomen or a cat that loves sleeping on your stomach can be painful right after surgery. So have a plan before you come home. But there's one thing people often spend weeks planning, and another thing they sometimes forget until the night before surgery: who's helping them. Don't do this alone. You'll need someone to drive you home after surgery. But I'd encourage you to think beyond just the ride home. Who's checking on you? Helping if you need something from another room and you can't quite get up fast enough? Who's walking and feeding the dog? Who's making sure you're actually getting your fluids in? If you have someone who can stay with you for the first day or two, wonderful. And if you don't be embarrassed. Many patients are in exactly the same situation. Just tell your bariatric team before surgery. There are options available, but those conversations are much easier to have ahead of time than the morning of your procedure. One more practical tip for your surgery day: let's talk about clothing. Choose comfort, loose clothing, an oversized shirt, a soft waistband, and slip-on shoes that are secure on your feet. This is not the day to to impress anybody or win a pageant. This is just the day to make getting home as easy as possible. Now, we've talked about supplies. We've talked about your recovery area, but I think the next step is actually the most important part of this entire video. Prepare your mind too. Bariatric surgery changes much more than just your stomach. It changes routines, habits, and sometimes even the way you think about food. So before surgery, I want you to prepare for something else. The first few days probably won't be your most enjoyable. You may be a little sore. You'll probably feel tired. You may even wonder, what did I just do to myself? That's a very common thought. It doesn't mean you made the wrong decision. It usually means you're in the hardest part, the beginning. But just remember, the beginning doesn't last forever. I also want you to give yourself some credit. It took courage for you to ask for help. It took courage to go through the bariatric evaluations, and it takes courage to show up on surgery day. So don't spend your recovery criticizing and nitpicking yourself. Remind yourself why you started. You're investing in you and your future health. If you have supportive family or friends, lean on them. If you don't, that's okay. Many people don't. Ask your bariatric program if they have their own bariatric support groups, or if they can recommend you to one, or if you can speak to their mental health provider for support. Just remember, you don't have to go through this alone. So let's bring everything together quickly. The goal isn't to buy everything on the internet. It's to come home feeling prepared. When your instructions are clear, your protein and fluids are ready, your recovery space is set up, and you know exactly who to call if you have a question, you can spend your energy where it belongs, recovering. And remember, preparation lowers stress. If you found this helpful, I'd love to have you subscribe. I post 3 videos every week, and don't forget to download the free printable checklist in the description. If you're preparing for surgery, I think you'll find it really helpful. And if you're wondering what recovery is actually like after surgery, I think you'll enjoy this video next. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.